Hello, Meoni here, and better late than never, I have the first of a few more 4.1 videos for you today. So as you perhaps may have noticed, the first trailer for 4.1 was released the other day after the live letter went live. Today I want to look at the actual live letter to cover in a simplified manner the contents of the broadcast and what we can expect in 4.1 and beyond. I'll be using the Reddit translation Rain, who posted the Reddit post which I'll be reading bits from, as well as the official forums today and other sources. The links will be in the description as usual. So October the 10th is the confirmed official 4.1 release date. People theorized this, I just wasn't that sure, so I didn't commit to saying that in previous videos, but it's nice to see that the patch is literally just around the corner. Let's dive straight into the juicy details. The Adventurer Squadron is getting a massive overhaul, in that you will be able to perform dungeon exploration missions once the squadron reaches level 2. The party will be a tank, healer and 2 DPS composition as usual, as you might expect, but the unique thing is that you can join as one of those members. In 4.1 you will be able to do a maximum of 5 different dungeons with the 3 AI with you, and it will be level synced. Experience will be slightly less than playing with normal real players, but at the moment nobody knows how much. In addition to this, your squadron members will gain experience and level in these dungeons, and you will even be able to glamour their outfits to whatever you like, so I'm hoping to make Team Ruby for my dungeon explorations. You can actually give orders in the dungeon to squadron members similar to the orders you can give a chocobo, with the addition to attack, fall back and even to call for the AI to use limit breaks. As a reward for this new squadron mode you can obtain new emotes such as the squat, push up and sit emotes, which people have been requesting for quite some time now, so it's definitely worth doing it just for that if that's all you want. I'm going to show these on screen for you now. There is a little bit of footage I can show you from the live letter to show you exactly what these emotes look like. Pretty awesome rewards, and honestly I love the idea of playing with AI in some dungeons. It could actually fix a few of the issues with long queue times for DPS for dungeons, and could be really fun if done properly. Definitely one to watch for future uses, especially in the next few patches. There was a massive section on job tuning and adjustments, which I won't be covering much today, as those are literally all dependent on time between now and when we get the official patch notes, which are sure to change, so I'll probably do a separate video on that at a later date closer when we do get those notes. The minstrels ballad Shinryu's Domain got a look at during the live letter, in which they compared the difficulty to Susanoo and Lakshmi Extreme, only much harder. They wanted to aim for a difficulty between Omega Deltascape Savage 2 and 3. There's definitely a DPS check and a new healing check apparently, which will be fairly intense I'm sure. Players receive a weapon as a reward for this mode, and this weapon will bridge the gap, they say, for those struggling with Deltascape Savage 3. The new bard ability you may have heard about, Perform, to play your very own music, and the entire reason I'm now leveling my bard, unfortunately got delayed until patch 4.15, which they did mention will likely be around a month after 4.1, so it's actually not all that too bad. They did impress the hell out of me with some actual footage here of Naoki Yoshida, game director of 14, playing the Shirogane theme with actual notes on the bard harp here.
Hey, you're...
So that's absolutely amazing, and actually reminds me so much of the good times I had in Arcade with their system of making music. The ability is being delayed to fix client-to-client packet issues, and genuinely to make it sound much better when people get their hands on it with less lag. I'm super excited for this, and hopefully we can make a few bands. The in-game UI is getting a huge overhaul. I looked at this briefly in a previous news video based on the developer blog entry. However, new inclusions to this information include the ability to prioritize displaying buffs added by you, display buffs by others, adjust the size of the displays, adjust settings so that the window won't be focused when you're using a gamepad, to choose how your buffs are displayed on screen, as well as improved target information and new additions to the job gauge of each class, including including notably straight arrow and straighter arrow to the bar job gauge to make that much easier to track. The Lost Canals of Uzania, the treasure map dungeon from Stormblood, is getting a few notable additions. New maps will lead players much deeper into the palace. Submerged chambers of the canals will feature new underwater sections to explore. The portal is apparently guaranteed to open in these new sections, and there are 3 doors. They will feature new monsters and mechanics with varying difficulty. When opening the new chests, you'll have the chance to double up on loot drops to a maximum of 5 times, or it could actually reduce loot. Enemies are extremely strong, and they recommend this to be done with 8 players minimum. Last time I cleared the canals, I did it 3-man with my 2 friends, so we'll see exactly how hard this is when the patch lands on the 10th. I'm extremely excited to try this out again. It's some of the best content you can do in a small party. Shirogane housing got its mention, that and a new relocation service. They included steps on how to relocate your house, and those are as follows. Access the signboard for the plot you would like to relocate to. Even if you already own a plot, select the option to purchase the plot. Select the option to relocate. The cost for relocation, which is the destination plot price, minus 30% of the old plot price, will be displayed. Once you make the purchase, the relocation is complete. In addition to this, the new storage feature in houses for housing items, think of it like a broom cupboard, will have a few limitations to it. Chocobo stables and miniature aetherites cannot be placed in a storage, as you might imagine. You are able to place items in the storage immediately in the house from the new option on the housing menu. Large plots will be able to store up to 400 furnishings at a time, so if you have one, I guess redecorating for all seasons will be much less painful. They are adding a ton of new furniture to the game with an Asian theme, which we get to look at later or just before the patch goes out. The next section was about the brand new PvP mode Rival Wings. We actually looked at this briefly, and there's a section on the official website now which deserves its own video now, to be honest. So I might do that. But in the live letter they mentioned this won't be in until patch 4.15, with it being delayed with the perform action. Frontlines featured battles between 3 teams take place in this new mode. However, this time players of these teams will be put into 2 teams. The objective here isn't to defeat as many people as possible, but to destroy the opponent team's core. Most of the community is comparing this to a modern day MOBA such as Heroes of the Storm, and is pretty right to do so. Several machina will be rideable. These are large robots you may remember as bosses from the Alexander raid, including Brute Justice. These are used to destroy and tank various towers, give buffs, and much more. These are usable as a resource unlocked during the course of a match, and there are even mammoth NPCs that act as normal drones that you kill or protect, much like in a MOBA, to gather resources to get more machina. It looks absolutely insane, but I'm actually extremely interested in seeing this mode in action. I think it will draw a lot of people in, and so far it looks fairly stunning. And that about wraps up this live letter. Nice and juicy this one, and definitely a patch to be excited for if you're not already. I'm a bit disappointed in the PvP and music for bards not being in for another month, but I'm sure I will love it even more when it's working the way they intended. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like. All of today's info and stuff used can be found in links in the description as usual for your convenience. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.